Are you a real estate agent, realtor, investor, or are you in the real estate business and you need new listings and deals? We have a solution for you, and that solution has guaranteed results. How much would you pay to get face-to-face with a homeowner that wants to sell their home? What if you also got their email address and daytime phone number? And what if this homeowner also scheduled you to come to their door at a set time to meet with you? Sound too good to be true? It isn't. And it is 100% guaranteed for you to meet face-to-face with a real homeowner who really needs to sell their home. Not only will you get this remarkable contact system and its 100% guarantee, at no additional charge, you will get weekly coaching, documents, and training on how to get that homeowner and convert them into a new listing. When you purchase, you'll also get a one-on-one walkthrough so that you can start using the system today. Visit www.thelistingmonster.com. That's www.thelistingmonster.com. Or call Diana Ortiz at 213-706-0040. Stop wasting time the old way. Use a monster and get actual results today.
Welcome to the lee-honish Report, hosted by lee-honish. The lee-honish Report is a look at the real estate market and creating effective marketing plans for realtors or investors to get new listings and deals. Your host, lee-honish, has over 20 years of experience in real estate, banking, and marketing. Over the last 6 years, Lee has developed cutting-edge marketing and was named one of the most innovative marketers in America. With over 1 million views, Lee continues to be an advocate for the entire real estate community. Enjoy today's show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. My name's lee-honish. We're going to talk about Zillow proofing your listings, right? We're going to deal with getting around Zillow and whatever that future means. For those of you who don't understand, it happened this week, right? Zillow made some really dramatic moves this week, and along with Fidelity Title Company. There were a couple of articles that came out. They sort of became the trend, but there was Zillow is morphing its model. Fidelity just bought out Hudson and Marshall today. So there's a lot of tremendous moves. What's all of this mean to you? All right, I'm going to show you what this means to you. If a standard person who sells their house goes online, it's going to start with them trying to determine the value, right? I mean, that's just what they're going to do. If they don't have a referral, right, which is why we all understand that referral-based marketing is the most important thing out there. Just a standard Joe Schmo guy, I've decided I'm going to sell my house today. First thing he's going to want to do is try to find out the value of his house. And they're going to run that search. Now, once he gets past anything that's marked as advertisement, and all of these agents do that locally, the first thing he's going to come upon is the Zillow's estimate in the Zillow verse, right? And to find out the value of my home, I have to put in information, right? And once I do all that, it'll lead me down a bunny hole, which will ultimately put me into the hands of one of the real estate agents who's still paying them literally billions of dollars to keep their website running and morphing into an online brokerage, right? And again, I'll go back to it. That's what their ultimate plan is. The big deal is that they are starting to take offer, that they're going to do instant offers from investors and so forth. There are lawsuits already pending. They're going to have to work out the model. I suspect they're going to buy out Redfin because they've already got a working model, wind up paying agents who don't have a lot of skill hourly rates to do all the grunt work of doing the paperwork to get around the local bureau. It's going to be close to a Redfin model by the time it's done. So the question I have for all of you, right, and I would imagine the reason that you're here or you're listening to this or you're watching it or whatever, okay, is because how do I get around that? What do I have to do so that I have a steady flow of business in my life? It's a simple question. What is it that I need to do on a daily basis, besides bumping up our referrals, right? We all know that our referrals are our bread and butter. They're my bread and butter. They're my business's bread and butter. But if I'm looking for new client streams, I need to find a data source that isn't affected by Zillow. What do I mean? What do you think the problem is with most expireds, right? How many of you, by a show of hands, understand that expireds are basically a joke because the homeowner thinks that their property is worth more than it actually is, right? Where do you think that they're getting the numbers that are going on inside of their heads? So now you're going to offer those same people, right? People who've gone online and done amazing research with the Zillow's estimate tool, the ability to now list on a website at 1% or less. If they flat fee, they'll break the backs. This is basically like Uber and taxi cabs if you want to put it into consideration. Do you still need drivers? Yes, but you can pay them hourly rates instead of the full commission rate that most of you are used to. So once they're in getting their Zillow's estimates, little thing's going to pop up. It's going to tell them that they can list their house for a flat fee of $500 or $1,000 or 1% or whatever crazy number Zillow decides to do because they've got all of the business. Okay? Simple enough. That will kill expireds. So what else does that leave, right? If I'm doing a probate, right, it makes sense to me as the executor or the attorney working the file, since I've done both, that I want to do it as cheap as possible so it gives a higher net return from my client. Eliminates probate. What about divorce? Same thing. There are two people at war looking for a maximized return, so they're not going to pay commission rates. This is all very real stuff in real time that you need to actually take into consideration. Almost every data type, almost every future listing outside of somebody hiring a family friend or a family member on a solid referral, right, is going to be affected because people want to go online and check their value. And I'll say it again, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to go to Google, just like I'm doing, and they're going to type in, find out the value of my home. Okay? And they're going to scroll down, and the first thing up is Zillow. The thing behind that is Redfin, both of which are there for a very special reason. But what matters is the guy who's in line number one. And if the guy in line number one buys Redfin or builds an online brokerage where instant offers are immediately given to homeowners at a flat fee, $100, $200, $500, whatever it is, we're already in, let's go with the simple one, housing inventory. Again, these aren't things I'm making up, right? Everybody is suffering from low housing inventory. And now you've got one of the biggest real estate companies who's made literally billions of dollars on real estate agents paying for buyer leads, and occasionally a seller lead. That's what they're good for, right? Now, I've also got to deal with the fact that there's low inventory. I don't see how most people, I'm amazed. Okay, there's 1.2 million real estate agents currently. We want to go with a low number? Say it only affects 20% or 30% or 40%? I've read higher reports. We all know that 80% of real estate agents, 80%, average somewhere around 12 listings. At the highest end, to 1 to 3 listings per year. Let's just say it affects 1 listing per year for each of you on this call. I'm just being realistic about this. This is the data that is in front of us. We can't do expired, canceled, probate, divorce, or FSBO, right? FSBO is basically the backbreaker before. Now FSBO has a new venue thanks to the new Zillow model as well. So what data source can we use? Not door knock, not cold call, not mail, and still automatically get listings. I know nobody likes this answer that I'm about to give. And it has mostly to do with the concept of niche marketing. So what we're going to talk about is how to find people who need to sell, not want to sell, need to sell. There are a couple of companies that will provide that data. First is Property Radar, right? Next is Realty Track. I'm going to actually use the Mega System. And the third is Rebo Gateway. Okay, I'll go through each one. Property Radar provides one kind of data, and that's foreclosure data. Those that have extreme notice of defaults and or notice of sale and or auction dates and or lispendances depending on where you live. Realty Track is the same data as Property Radar. They are exactly the same. I've actually compared numbers. And then there's Rebo Gateway, who actually expands their data to include a few other data types. I personally use Realty Track when I'm doing webinars. My office uses Property Radar when we're going out to get new listings. I currently in my office have active about 6 listings. We average about 1 listing per week with the method that I'm about to show you. It is very simple. It is identifying people that will not deal with Zillow. They are not people who are going online. They are not even people who really want to sell their house. That's what makes them so unique and what keeps them separated from the rest of the real estate agents, in my humble opinion. Most real estate agents are not interested in working pre-foreclosure properties for whatever reason. Okay, the short sale thing is all over. Okay, that's gone away. We're talking about people with actual equity who would rather let a foreclosure happen based on bad information occur than sell their house. So I'm going to show you how to identify those. That will get you around Zillow, that will get you around Redfin, that will get you around expired, canceled, probate, divorce, FSBO, and it'll get you away from all the other real estate agents. It's how I personally get my business. It's how you can get both ends of the deal, how you can work with investors, how you can get below fair market, how you can get at fair market. Everything is reasonable. These aren't people dealing with estimates. Okay? So the first thing we need to do is do a data search. And again, that's another misnomer. Like there's not enough data to go around. So I'm going to do Southern California. All three of these are pay sites, right? They all cost about $50 to $60 a month, and they're an endless stream of data for me to go and work. I'm going to work in Southern California. I'm going to deal with a city called Irvine. Popular city, median sales price is right around $600,000. That's for a low-end house. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do state county tree. I'm going to do California. That's Orange County. And I'm going to do Irvine. That's it, one city. So I only need 36 properties that are severely delinquent. Okay, we'll get into that later. I'm actually going to do my standard webinar right behind this online stuff for you. I'm just doing this as a bonus for those of you who showed up. So I'm just going to do a search for one city. And I don't care what city you guys tell me. There are always people who have missed payments. I've been in real estate since 1988. I started doing REOs and foreclosures in 1988. I did asset management. I did pre-foreclosure. I did collection work. I did all of that stuff. Bought notes, had people pay, evicted people, the whole thing. Nothing's ever changed. I'm going to tell you a constant in real estate. Okay. And this is true since I've been in the business since 88. Okay. Here's the constant. You ready? As long as there are people who are making payments on houses, there are people who are not making payments on houses. So as long as we have a system where there is an exchange rate of money to live in a house, there will be people who do not pay on those. That is a niche. It is the same niche I have worked for many, 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 many years, right? Almost 30 years now. So I have the city of Irvine for my client. And the next question is, and I'm going to give you my exact search parameters. So if you guys want to write these down, you should. Next thing I'm going to do is a property situation. I want the property to